Om Shri Sai Ram. My loving and humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Lord and Veda Purusha, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my dear brothers and sisters across the globe. Wishing all of you a very, very happy and holy Navratri. And thank you for joining this virtual webinar today. On this auspicious occasion, we welcome you to the satsang on Ati Rudra Maha Yajna, prayer for universal peace, a prayer of oneness, a prayer for universal Vedic values, a prayer one of a kind, in kind, by the mankind for entire universe. Swami has blessed continent of Africa for this prayer to be planned on its holy soil in 2024. This yagna will be conducted in South Africa next year, and today we would like to share with you the importance of this yagna in general and how you can be part of this journey. And to take us on this journey and make this army love march forward, we have Brother Shekhar Bodapalli with us. He is not a stranger to many of you, being part of Veda study group. From my side, Brother Shekhar has been one of the most powerful lighthouse of Vedas that I know of, spreading the light of Vedic knowledge throughout the world. Humble instrument of Swami, helping in the divine mission, Vedodharana, Vedaposhana, and Vedarakshana. He himself has been instrumental in organizing and executing multiple Ati Rudra Maha Yajnas, be it in Croatia, Badrinath, Tiruvannamalai, and the list goes on. The most recent one being in Memphis, USA. So, without any further ado, I would like to invite Brother Shekhar to take us through the webinar today. Jai Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram, offering our collective love at the lotus feet of Sai Mata on this auspicious Navratri celebration beginning across the globe. Before we begin the satsang on the Ati Rudra Maha Yajna in South Africa, I request Brother Dharmesh to start us off with the opening prayer, and Brother Dharmesh, I'll project the slide in a second.
Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryan Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us all be together. Let us all be nourished together. Let us all work together with great vigor. May our studies illumine our intellects. May we not contradict or hate each other. Om, peace, peace, and peace. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Dharmesh. Om Sri Sai Ram to all the brothers and sisters across the globe, from Australia to Malaysia, to Japan, to India, to South Africa, to Europe, to the United States of America. And my apologies to my brothers and sisters on the West Coast time frame. to start this meeting very early in the morning at 6 a.m. And we had to accommodate all of our brothers and sisters from Malaysia and also those that are on the Australian time zone. Thank you all for joining. Brothers and sisters, today is a very auspicious day, as we all know. It's the beginning of the Sharan Navratri, when we adore the Mother and pray to her to annihilate all the demonic instincts and the qualities that are harbored. And this yajna, as it is called in Sanskritam, means sacrifice, sacrifice of all that does not belong to us, and enhance that who we truly are. And what that means is, in simply speaking, the context of all these yajna that we are doing is really 100% aligned with the mission and the eternal charioteer, the Sanatana Saradhi, Bhagwan Sri 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 Satya Sai Baba Varu, who has declared that he has come in the human form for three most important aspects of humanity and uplifting the humanity. The first is Vedodharana, the second one is Veda Rakshana, the third is Veda Poshana. We have to understand what these words actually mean to connect to this mission of Bhagwan. I hope all of you are able to hear. Okay, Samarth,
Yes, brother.
please. Okay.
Yes.
So, Vedodharana, the word Veda, which the root meaning of the word Veda is knowledge or awareness or vid. Vid is the root word. And Vedodharana, Uddharana means uplifting it and holding it, like Bhagwan Krishna did, which is Govardhanodharana. He raised and uplifted and held the Govardhana mountain to protect all his devotees at that point of time. Uddharana, raising the awareness or raising the knowledge of that SAI. This awareness or the knowledge is the inherent divinity within us. So, Vedodharana means uplifting and holding that inherent divinity within us, and that is same as I, SAI, or the Sanskritam word for that is Soham, Ham Saha. Saha Aham becomes Soham. And this is none other than same as I. Once you have raised that awareness, it's a treasure that is within us that we have not realized, present with us. And therefore, when that awareness has been risen, it has to be protected. It's like if you have $1 million or whatever invaluable amount that you're carrying with you and you're taking a bus to go from one city to another city in India or whatever the place may be, how much awareness you will have to protect that valuable thing, especially if it doesn't belong to you, meaning you as the limited self, and it belongs to the universe. How much care would you take care of that? You will be putting that bag of cash or jewels underneath your head, and you will not sleep even a single minute, and you will be looking who is coming by, and you protect that valuable jewels or cash with you by being aware and by being alert. Rakshana means protection, protecting that awareness by being aware and being alert, and that is Baba. And the third is Veda Poshana. Once you have realized that cash or jewels or whatever, you would do something with it to grow it for posterity, to grow it for your future generations, to grow it for your community, to grow it with a purpose. And therefore, Poshana means nourishing or growing that awareness through service, adoration, illumination, again, SAI, to ultimately be that being, awareness, bliss, absolute, Sat Chit Ananda. So this is the avatar's mission. And this mission of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, once we understand this, we simply know that Vedas do not simply mean what we colloquially or ignorantly understand as scriptures that belong to a particular religion, but Vedas is nothing but the awareness of that knowledge that is inherently within us. And now we shall do things in the context of raising that inherent divinity within us and protecting that awareness and nourishing that awareness. Now, this eternal charioteer, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, has given this incredible treasure of the knowledge and also given a way of life for us through service, adoration, illumination. What is it that we can pay to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba as Guru Dakshina or as gratitude to this eternal charioteer, given his centennial is coming up, the Shata Jayanti Mahotsavam is coming up in 2025. And this has started in 2020, a 5-year celebration celebrating Bhagwan's charming centennial. In 2020, we started Sri Rudra Jnana Yajna for 52 weeks during the COVID period, when many brothers and sisters from across the world joined this beautiful yajna of understanding the meaning and practically living Sri Rudram. And following that, and at the end of this COVID, we conducted Charm, which is Chandi Sahita Ati Rudra Maha Yajna in April of 2022. And as brother mentioned recently, in June, end of June, July, Guru Purnima time in Memphis. And now coming up in 2024, April in South Africa. After that, in New Jersey in July 2024, and culminating this yajna with in the Shiva Shakti Kshetram of Ujjain, where there is Mahakal and Mahakali. This is the third Shiva Shakti Kshetram, only Shiva Shakti Kshetram, third of the only 3 Shiva Shakti Kshetras are there in India. One is in Benares in Kashi, there is Vishweshwara and Vishalakshi, and in Ujjain in the center of India in Madhya Pradesh as Mahakal and Mahakali, and in south of India in Sri Salem as Mallikarjuna and Brahmaramba. And why these are such powerful places? Because there is a Shiva and Shakti represented in these places. The Shiva as one of the Swayam Prakasha, self-illumined and self-effulgent Dvadasa Jyotirlingas, one of the 10 lingas, and in the one of the 18 Shakti Pithas, both present in one place. So we're going to celebrate this in a beautiful place where Bhagwan is adored, as you can see in this picture in Ujjain. And we are praying to Bhagwan to give us an opportunity to celebrate his grand centennial in November of 2025 in Prashanti Nilayam. So, brothers and sisters, this beautiful celebration of Yajna, bringing together people from across the world, is the true celebration of his glory, the Veda Purusha. What is this charm? Charm is Chandi Sahita Ati Rudra Maha Yajna, which is the Shiva Shakti Yajna. Bhagwan is the embodiment of Shiva and Shakti, the Divine Mother Father, in one form, and Ati Rudram is done as part of this yajna, invoking the Shiva consciousness with chanting of 14,641 times of Sri Rudram as Japa and Abhishekam, and 1/10 of it offered in the sacred fire. Shata Chandi is 100 times recitation of the 700 mantras of the Shakti extolled in Devi Mahatmyam, the glory of the Divine Mother, and 1/10 of it is offered in Homa. Why do we do this charm? You see, the word charm is a beautiful word. If you take the C out of charm, it is called harm. So when the life is without Chandi, all these demonic instincts are brought forth and they destroy our fundamental presence as the one. Therefore, this mother Chandi destroys these demonic instincts and brings forth fundamental transformation. And the benefits are immeasurable, incomprehensible at the individual, collective, and the creation levels, from Vyashti to Samashti to Srishti, and to ultimately reach the Parameshti. Now, Bhagwan himself has declared, saying that these Ati Rudra Maha Yajna, they have to be performed in several places in future. This yajna is everyone's concern. It is not limited to one country, one religion, or one caste. It is performed for the welfare of the whole world. And now, what we are seeing in the current world, as we are speaking, how many wars are going on, even in this day of the 21st century, we are seeing so many wars. We have to raise this incredible consciousness of the Shiva and the Shakti principle so that we propitiate the mother nature, which results in better human nature and character. And as brother was saying before, we have been and we will conduct these yajna involving devotees without any barriers of caste, creed, religion, age, gender, or even affiliations to whatever organizations you belong to. There is absolutely no distinction called, because this is Bhagavan's call, this is Bhagavan Yajna. Bhagavan is Sarva Mata Sammataya Namaha. Bhagavan is Sarva Dharma Swarupa. Bhagavan has absolutely no distinction between anybody, even when you invoke any other name, not just his name. So therefore, these yajna will be conducted without any barriers of participation. So the question here is, okay, you have been saying this, so many yajna have been happening. How do we know that these yajna benefit the society? What is the proof? What is the evidence? All these yajna have been happening eternally. Why haven't people changed? Well, the yajna's benefit, in my own experience, as Bhagavan himself has said in on October 3rd, 1989, he said, when you offer these mantras or the havis into the fire, so is the fire from these mantras that are invoked and put into it. Such is the fire, so is the fire, such is the smoke, so is the smoke, such is the cloud, so is the cloud, such is the rain, so is the rain, such is the crop, so is the crop, such is the food, so is the food, such are the thoughts, so are the thoughts, such are the actions, so are the actions, such are the habits, and so are the habits, such is the character. We have to understand first that these Veda mantras are not scriptures like in a book. They are not words compiled and put in a book. They are not even written by a human being. What are those? They are complete vibrations and the totality of the vibration that is produced. Therefore, you cannot replicate these mantras in any other language, because the sound vibration produced by this beautiful language of the divine, the Sanskritam, is the one that gives that vibrational power. You can translate Gayatri mantra and only understand it, but truly the vibration is the one that cures the human nature and cures the mother nature. And how do we know that it cures the mother nature? Because mother nature and human nature are one and the same. If one is disturbed, the other is disturbed. Right now, there is so much disturbance in the human nature. And that human nature disturbance causes natural calamities, climatic changes, and also societal changes, economic changes. We have no idea how much human nature actually, when it is discordant with the mother nature, causes all this chaos? Well, I will tell you the most recent example. This is the drought map of California, Drought Monitor California by government of USA, April 5th, 2022. 98% of the state of California was in drought, and most of it in severe drought, as you can see from this picture. Now, we conducted the charm from April 11th to 16th in 2022, and then California experienced unprecedented rainfall in 170 years. And April 5th, 2023, 1 year, you can see most of the drought is gone. It's only dry and some moderate drought in the state right now. Only 8% is that. Now, immediately people will ask, come on, this is just a coincidence or a fluke. How does this, how do you take this as evidence of the yajna? Well, this is not one time this is experienced. When we did the yajna in Atlanta, massive rain happened before and after the yajna. In fact, so much in Badrinath, there was a cloud burst, and the Char Dham was closed for pilgrims during the yajna. Those that participated, I know their sister Raslana is there from Russia on this call right now, and there are people on this call that participated in this yajna. So I am not making it up. This is backed with evidence. And such has happened also in Badrinath, in not only in Badrinath, in Tiruvannamalai in 2017. And you see, it brought rain in Tiruvannamalai, not seen in 50 years. This is a picture that somebody took during the yajna. The whole lakes and the ponds were filled with water. And in fact, there was so much drought. The monkeys on the hill were dying because of lack of water. And some of our youth were doing service to take parts of water onto the mountain to put them for these monkeys and the birds to drink. Such was the drought in Tiruvannamalai. And in Cham 2023, the most recent, Memphis was hit with the sixth largest tornado in its history, affecting 600,000 homes across 4 states. And Bhagwan protected the charm devotees from a major catastrophe. But on the last day, there was rain in the beginning and there was rain right after the evening of the Mahapurnahuti, and those that were present there experienced it. And I know there are brothers and sisters on this call that participated in all of these yajna, and the experience of invoking the Mother Nature to bless is unequivocal. So not only these yajna bring this beautiful transformation in the human nature and the mother nature, we actually feel Bhagwan's presence. All these yajna have started after so-called physical demise of Bhagwan. There is nothing like that. Swami is 100% present in this yajna. All these yajna were offered with a single pointed focus to offer these yajna to the divine lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, who is the inspiration and has ignited this yearning for the Vedas across the globe in 2006, or the first Ati Rudra Maha Yajna in Puttaparthi. And since then, brothers and sisters, many devotees across the globe has embarked on this journey of Veda study. What is this presence that we feel? Well, I'm not talking about presence as in the context of, physical presence of Bhagwan was noticed during Cham 2022 in Sacramento. Here you see Bhagwan appearing in the Yajnashala right after we built the Homakundas in Sacramento, and you can see him leaving after the Homakunda were completed. And brothers and sisters, this presence of Bhagwan is unequivocally noticed only if we have the eye to see him and the heart to feel him. And such was his presence during Croatia Mahayajna in Kranjak near Zagreb. And in fact, we see when we celebrated this yajna, 85% of the people that participated were actually women, of which predominantly most of them were women from European countries and non-English speaking countries. I cannot but appreciate and admire their love and commitment to Bhagwan's word and his call to learn these Vedas and practice them in our daily lives. You see, it was not, these yajna are not conducted in the context of only a Hindu ritual perspective. We are invoking this yajna for all the faiths across the world because there is, Bhagwan said there is only one religion, the religion of love. And this yajna was conducted commemorating the centennial of Bhagwan Shirdi Sai Baba. And in the altar, you will see there is Jesus. On the invitation, there is Jesus the Christ. And on the altar, there is Jesus the Christ. And you can see he was behind these kalashams that were offered. And one of the days during the yajna, while we were chanting, and this is what I was mentioning, the kalashams and Jesus the Christ present right behind them. One of the days we observed divine blue light emanating from the heart of the Jesus during the yajna. What more proof you need for presence of Bhagwan, not just as Bhagwan Sri Satsai Baba, but in the context of the divinity itself, which has no name, form, and function whatsoever. So, with that, you will see even during the yajna, we saw footprints of Bhagwan outside, and right before the Chandi Homa was conducted, there was materialization of kumkum in Bhagwan's palm. This happened right in front of my eyes. Right after Brother Sai Vinod was cleaning Bhagwan and he put the garland on Bhagwan, and Brother Raja was there as well. And as we were watching, there was also materialization of a sheet of vibhuti on his chest along with the kumkum. So all of this, not just Bhagavan, as I mentioned, not just Jesus, the Omkareshwara Linga, before it came to Sacramento for all these charm yajna, 2.5 kilos of vibhuti materialized, and in the vibhuti we noticed crystals materialized for the lingam as well by Bhagwan. The mother Chandi herself, there was blessing with haldi, and recently for the Memphis yajna we bought Shiva Parvati murtis for the Kalyanam, and Bhagwan was completely drenched with vibhuti, and the mother with haldi and kumkum, and the Saishwara who will be coming to the yajna in army, Saishwara himself, on Mahar Navami day of, on the Durgashtami day of 2021, in October of 2021, before he came to Sacramento, there was Vibhuti, Haldi, and all of this. All of this I'm sharing not to highlight the miracle of Bhagwan. I am only highlighting this to let you know that Bhagwan's presence will be there, and it is there in the entire altar, and be blessed to be part of receiving that blessing. And this Army 2024 on Ganesh Chaturthi, you see, we offered Bhagwan an invitation letter, the brochure, the entire program. And on Ganesh Chaturthi, there was materialization of turmeric. And in the center of the turmeric, there is this lingam of my palm size that materialized in the Haldi on Ganesh Chaturthi. And I have never seen a lingam like this. I was asking Brother Sai Vinod if he had seen a lingam like this. These lingams come in only colors of blue. There'll be either crystal or there will be black or golden. But this lingam has all the colors present on it. What this shows is that Bhagwan is saying all the colors of the animals that are present in the African continent, and these African nations are called rainbow nations, and the colors of the rainbow nations present on this lingam. So this amazing presence of Bhagwan will be there. The question you have to ask is, will you be there? Now, don't be carried away by thinking, well, God is present everywhere. Why should I come to Africa? Yes, God is present everywhere. But when his devotees come and selflessly invoke the prayer, it will materialize as a shower of grace, and to be drenched in the shower of grace. Whatever you connect to Bhagwan in your own altar is like a raindrop falling in a desert. But when you come and join the river of the prayers, then you shall reach the ocean, because you will fall into this stream of love and consciousness towards Bhagwan. And with that, another question that people ask most commonly, well, all these yajnas are so expensive. Why not spend all this money on service? And let me share with you, when before we were doing the yajna in Badrinath, that was in June, July of 2015, there was a massive earthquake in Kathmandu in April 2015. Bhagwan came in my dream and he asked, why are you doing this yajna? And I said, Swami, we are commemorating your 90th birthday. Swami said, no, 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 I don't take birthday gifts and all of that. What is there to commemorate? And then he asked the question. He said, there are people in Kathmandu that are afraid to go into their houses and sleep because of this massive earthquake. They are afraid, and their fear will be there for years to come, because that was such a devastation. And then he said, Kedarnath floods. And here are the links, go watch this. You will be shaken to the core. And we were shaken to the core when a tornado hit Memphis, shaken to the core. 300 people in Memphis, shaken to the core. And then Swami asked the question, when you go do service, you give them food, you give them shelter, you give them clothes. All of them are related to body. What service is being done to the minds of the people? What service can we do to the minds of the people that are affected by the war in Ukraine, affected by this horrific thing that is happening in Palestine and Israel? What can we do to the people in Libya, where 25% of the city of Derna was washed away? What service can you do to the people in Morocco? 3,000 people dying with a massive earthquake. What service can you do to the minds of the people and whose families were devastated by COVID? What service can we offer? So therefore, this yajna is not a ritual that is being conducted. This yajna is a massive service project. This is what Bhagavan told me. The only way to cure this fear, and he declared in Rudram himself, in first Anuvakam, sixth mantra, Adhyavochadadhivakta prathamo daivyoabhishak ahegascha sarva anjam bhajan sarva aschayatu dhanyaha. Which means in English, the supreme statement by the supreme statesman, the primordial divine principle, the supreme doctor, and his statement is, I shall cure the fear from all those that you know harm you, and from all those that you do not even know harm you. Not all these things, like COVID and all these things, they are things that you don't even know how they affect. We still don't know how COVID has affected the massive humanity across the board. Therefore, we do this yajna as a service and not as simply a ritual. The moment that divine principle of Bhagavan's, of love all, serve all, is now, you get enchanted to join this yajna and be of service to the humanity. Now, with that, a few important details about the Army 2024, and quickly go through this. The question, Army 2024, why are we doing this on African soil? Well, the only soil on which Bhagwan has set his foot outside of India is the African soil. He was there in June of 1968 in Kenya and Uganda. And when he visited that place, and I visited that place recently, I was on this Masai Mara. And by the way, that park is called Masai Mara. Masai. It's our Sai. It is Sai Ma and Masai. Our Sai is Sai Ma. And this Sai Ma visited this place. I was wondering why Swami went to this place, why he had to go to that place. It occurred to me while we were traveling, looking at these thousands of these wild beasts running, thousands of zebras, herds of elephants, and lions and hyenas, etc. I said, on which place in this world are so many animals present and harbored? And perhaps they all prayed to Bhagwan, Swami, all these human beings can come to Puttaparthi and have your darshan. What about us? So therefore, Swami decided to go give them his blessing. So this place is this yajna is offered not just for human beings, it is offered for all the beings in all the worlds. And this, if you actually look at what is happening due to climatic changes, due to human greed and poaching, rhinos that were there in thousands have become a handful and hundreds in this forest, including in Kruger Park. I could not find, when I went in 2010 to Kruger Park in South Africa, we saw so many rhinos. This trip in 2023, 2 months ago, not a single rhino was seen in Kruger Park, South Africa. So we are not doing this yajna just for human beings. We are doing this yajna for all the beings. And as you know, this yajna is not conducted by any organization. The yajna is conducted and offered by devotees of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba from all over the world. And therefore, this Vedas, I'll come to Vedas for all in a second, the yajna is without any barriers. And it will be officiated by the priest who conducted the Ati Rudra Maha Yajna in the divine physical presence of Bhagwan in Puttaparthi and Chennai. So the venue where the yajna is going to happen is absolutely phenomenal. It's located in the Verulam suburb of Durban, and with a river flowing by the side, and there is a beautiful lake around. And you can see here there is a beautiful commercial kitchen that can serve 10,000 meals a day, a place for dining. And this will be how we will be configuring the yajnashalas and the prayer tents. And this picture is taken from the top of a hill. And on the top of the hill, they're building a temple now that will be consecrated in January of 2024. So Swami has chosen this place. Not only Swami has chosen this place, the management of this site, which is a commercial site, by the way, where they give this place for weddings and other ceremonies, they are not taking a single penny to host this yajna on this site and giving it for 2.5 weeks, from April 8th to April 25th, and providing the service of cooking for all the devotees coming to the yajna. Now you tell me, what is God's love and how it flows? Only divine sankalpa of Bhagwan can make these things happen. Now, for those that are traveling to Durban, this place is about 20 minutes to the international airport. We will be organizing hotels for the people to stay close by places, and also transportation will be provided from the hotels to the event. Now, I already went through this. Why South Africa? Why Durban? Why Verulam? I talked about the human greed and the climatic changes. In fact, most of the yajna that we conducted were conducted in places that required Bhagwan's love. In 2014, when we started this journey, we conducted this yajna in a place called Forsyth, Georgia, where there was centuries of slavery and human abuse. Similarly, in 2017, it was conducted in Krnja, Croatia, which was the epicenter of ethnic cleansing. And the the South Africa nation is going through significant social and economic challenges, with riots happening in 2021. In this particular suburb, Verulam, it was most horrific experience that people had. And Durban itself is becoming fraught with all this violence, and it is happening every day. people are living in fear. And therefore, we take this love of Bhagwan, we take this positive energy of army and the love of Swami to the most needed places. This is the roadmap. Very quickly, you all are registering now. The registration has opened on Ganesh Chaturthi. It will close next week on the 20th, Avatar Declaration Day, and this week actually. And then we'll finalize the Ritviks in November. In this middle of December, we will start the daily sadhana, and the army is held in 2024 April. And the regular program, most importantly, all the devotees from outside are requested to arrive on April 14th, and then on April 15th we will have the registration and the invocation details. 16th to 23rd we will have the yajna, primarily Ati Rudra Maha Yajna, and on April 17th it is Sri Ramanavami. We will celebrate the wedding of Mother Sita and Sri Rama in the afternoon. And April 23rd is the grand finale, full moon day Mahapurnahuti. April 24th, if you are staying back, there is a plan to celebrate Aradhana Mahotsavam of Bhagwan. So the event concludes with the Bhagwan's Aradhana Mahotsavam, and on the eve of Aradhana Mahotsavam, we will be performing Sri Satya Sai Satyanarayana Vratam offered at Bhagwan's lotus feet. All the information is in the FAQs, and the details of the venue also there. Kindly take some time and most importantly, join the team. The team here is army team represents together, everyone achieves more. And this team, first of all, many thanks to Vedas for All, which is a non-profit company that was incorporated in South Africa in early 22, I believe. It's not an organization, it's a charitable entity to support spiritual events that promote awareness of Vedas across the globe. And their mission is to assist in the service of fostering the Vedas and help in making Vedas available, accessible, and understandable for all across all barriers. And Army 24 is a project sponsored by Vedas for All. Vedas for All steers the project in the context of required fiducial, regulatory, financial permits, etc. So I want to again emphasize, it's very important to know the event, the yajna is being offered by devotees of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba from across the globe. And we needed some entity to facilitate all these processes of regulatory, etc. I was personally inspired when I was approached. Here is brother Vyasa. His name is Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. He's a young adult in Durban. And brother Samarth, who is Bhagwan's student and now located in Netherlands. And brother Raitan is National Devotional Coordinator of the Satya Sai Global Council South Africa, and brother Kavir, who is in Cape Town. All of them came together and started this Vedas for All. And even before, actually they wanted to name it Vyasa, but that name was taken by somebody else. But Vedas for All is such a beautiful name, and I personally fell in love with these youth that are doing this work. And I said, what else can we do to actually support this work that is going on in South Africa and bring this yajna for the benefit of the entire universe. So there are a number of teams that are already formed. All these teams work together and work with the Vedas for All to execute the project. So, and you are welcome to join any of these teams. And if you have registered as a volunteer, and there are a lot of devotees registered, full-time devotees. I hope some of them actually do volunteer work as well. And the yajna operations, there is site operations, there is hospitality and admin. Many teams are already working in place, especially material procurement. Brother Kevin is leading that, and there is hospitality. Sister Shirley Naidu is leading that. Brother Pranil is leading the food and dining, and Sister Lekha is coordinating the site logistics, permits, etc., rentals, etc. and Brother Dharmesh is leading the finance and accounting team. Brother Neeraj is leading the communication, and also we don't call it marketing, it's called motivating. Marketing is a negative word. And Brother Krish Maharaj is coordinating the public partner relations. On the note of that public partner relations, the Arya Samaj of South Africa, the Ramakrishna Mission, South Africa, Sarvadharma Ashram, South Africa, all of them have come forward to already participate in this yajna, and they already have are coming forward to give their support to this yajna. So the yajna truly is now become not just limited to Satya Sai fraternity, but it is the whole goal of it is bringing all together for Sanatana Dharma. And one most important thing, if you go back and in the history, and now this is Dasara time, there is Veda Saptaha Mahayajna that is happening during Navratri time in Puttaparthi. The only event for which Bhagwan has announced publicly and invited them publicly, putting newspaper ads in the local newspapers in India, was the Veda Saptaha Mahayajna. Bhagwan never sent invitations for any other event rather than the yajna. And why? Because he's Veda Purusha. His mission is about Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana. I already went through the list of the people that are leading various teams, and it's coming together so beautifully. I'm personally very inspired to see this incredible love these brothers and sisters have for Bhagwan, and coming together and working for this. So I think, I don't want to bore you with what a team leader really means, but I will share with you how these teams are already operating with Swami's 5 Ds: the dedication, the devotion, discipline, discrimination, and determination. Dedication is love, devotion is focus, discipline is behavior, discrimination is values, determination is doing it with a sense of urgency, not complacency, remembering that Bhagwan is present in every conversation and action. And it is an opportunity of service, not of command and control. We operate as an organism with love and agility, and there is no commander in chief here. The only command is command of love, and we work together as an organism, focusing on our roles and responsibilities, guiding devotees to appropriate leads when questions, queries arise, and putting away this I, put apart I, put apart I. Ego comes, he goes. Now, just a quick thing about what's happening with the yajna. As I already said, this call webinar is not for marketing or recruiting. It is sharing Bhagwan's love. 467 people have registered, and we still have a few days to go for closing the registration. We need 170 Ritviks. We have 204 Ritviks registered as of yesterday, 7:20. I haven't checked this morning yet. And you can see majority of the participants are, of course, from South Africa, 367. I have not seen any response like this. Amazing response has come, and Bhagwan's love is working. And 15 different countries. And many thanks to, I think, Russia, Raslana, I think your number has doubled. I believe. I haven't seen it. You people coming from Malaysia, from Australia, three people coming from Australia. I know there is much more potential here. I know there are more yajna coming here, but you cannot, this is like if you have experienced something, you go to a restaurant and you have a fantastic meal, then you take pictures, you put it on your Facebook, you put it on your WhatsApp, you want to show off to this world that you went to this place where beautiful food was served. When you experience this yajna and you have experienced Bhagwan's love, you have to share that love. You have to share that love with your friends and families without even asking the question, oh, will they judge me because I am Satya Sai Baba devotee? Leave that aside. Who in the world cares whether how somebody judges you when you operate with the pure love of Bhagavan? Who do you need to get the permission from to go and participate in a sacred event, whether it is at family level, whatever? Of course, you need permission from your work called leave. But when you register for the yajna and you leave it at Bhagavan's feet, you will get the leave from the work because he will do your work. And therefore, please make sure that you have an opportunity to register if you are spiritually inclined. There is absolutely no pressure, it is only pleasure. And you can actually see that we are not doing this to raise more numbers. In fact, Brother Pranil was already asking me, how are we going to manage the food if thousands of people are coming and from all these organizations? I said, Swami will take care. We will manage that. And this is by the South African province from different provinces. Obviously, KZN, which represents the Durban and the broader Durban areas, lot of devotees. Western Cape and Gauteng is slowly, steadily coming on board. Johannesburg is still a little bit behind, in my opinion. And I think, what does it take to be a Ritvik? And for those that do not know about this, the Ritviks is a privilege that is only given to people that follow austerities and belong to a caste called Brahmins in India. However, with divine love of his instrument, Bhagavan's instrument, Professor Nanjunda Dikshit, we have been blessed to participate in this yajna. I don't even know what grace Bhagavan has given through him for all of us. And on this particular moment, on this auspicious Navaratri time, I offer my humble pranams to Dikshit Mama, as who we lovingly call him Dikshit Mama. And because of him, this Ati Rudra Maha Yajna have become a common participation and principle from everyone. However, to be a Ritvik, and these are the rules that guidelines that Mama himself put together. You have to chant Rudram fluently, you have to do 121 days of sadhana, and you have to be physically present during all the days of the yajna. Now, a lot of people ask, is it too late to learn this Rudram? No, it is not too late. We are actually going to roll out Rudram learning and mentoring after the Navaratri, and this is the link for registering to learn. If you're already an expert chanter, I know there are people like Raslana. She's from, I mentioned her 3-4 times now because she chants so phenomenally. And I know there are people in Japan. I don't see Japan, nobody registered from Japan so far. I don't know what's happening to Japan. In Tiruvannamalai, we had so many Japanese devotees participating in the yajna. And there are people, if you are already mentoring people, please register yourself as mentor. And also all the people that registered for the yajna, we're going to roll out Google classrooms and ensure that there are small groups that are forming to do the sadhana together and to be chanting together. With that, I will stop sharing. And how much time we have, brother? Oh, I finished 5 minutes. Sairam.
Yeah.
Back.
You have 5 minutes. Thank you, Brother Shaker. So I think going to the questions, um, humble request to everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to either raise your hand or put it in the chat. Uh, Till you do that, I have one question from Brother Ramesh. I think it's important for everyone. Is it possible to donate financially or participate in the pre-arrangements apart from participation as a Ritvik? So I think this is a valid question. Brother Shaker,
Uh,
you want to?
Brother Dharmesh, you want to answer the financial question and I'll answer the other question.
Yes.
Saram, yes, it is possible to contribute towards this yajna. I think the information is in the frequently asked questions. Send an email to info@vedasforall.org, and the finance team will take it from there.
And if you are in the United States, please contact me, and we can I can answer those questions if you are a devotee attending or a person that would like to contributing from USA. All other questions, info@vedasforall.org. You can also put my name, brother, so that people can make a note of it, sbodupalli@gmail.com. Okay, what is the second part of the question, brother?
Uh, or is it possible to participate in the pre-arrangements, uh, the yagna,
Oh,
apart from
yes,
being a
yes.
ritvik? Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. There are people that are helping with on the procurement team, on the communications team. All those brother Vyasa also. So if you are registered as a Ritvik, there is a question in the registration where you want to participate, and then we will gather that information and get back to you on how you can volunteer your time before and after the yajna if you are registered as a Ritvik. Yes, thank you for that.
So I don't see any other questions or any hands up yet. Uh, let me take some questions from the previous, which came in via email. I think
Yes.
one of the questions was, uh, if there are more than 170 Ritviks, will there be a rotation of Ritviks over 8 days?
Yeah. So this yajna we are going to limit the Ritviks to 170. So and give opportunity to participate for most of the people. And I know some of the brothers and sisters that are coming from United States have very kindly registered themselves as full-time volunteers so that they can give opportunity for others. That is really sacrifice, and I really appreciate and admire that. However, we will go through that. Brother Samarth and I have the task to, once the registrations are complete, after the Navratri, we will sit down and we'll get back to you. We will do our best to ensure everyone gets an opportunity to participate. Yes,
Sairam.
Zelimir has a
And
question.
yeah, question is, who is the EU coordinator from Netherlands? Please send me the contact. So I think,
Speaking. Can you
yeah,
show your, can you open your black box? Can I request the brothers from on the team, on the panelist team to open your, yeah, videos? So that is Brother Samar. Pranil,
yes.
Sairam.
So I think answer to Zelimir's question is, yeah, I'm also living in Netherlands, so I will be, of course, coordinating and helping with any questions. The idea was, once all the registration is complete, we know all the countries, then we would start officially by dividing and putting coordinators for every country and region. But yeah, I have your number now, so will contact yourself for sure, Saira.
And is
Then
Brother
I,
Julius there? Julius, are
uh,
you on the call?
mm,
I don't think so.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
And
I
if
have a
there are
question
devotees,
being posted.
one second, brother. If there are, oh,
Sorry,
Kevin
yes.
is Kevin is there. Kevin, please, Vyasa, can you please add Kevin Lekar if there are any leads? Please add them to the panelists. And if there are any Malaysians on this call and Australians, the brother Julius will coordinate the Southeast Asia and Australia teams. Okay, go ahead, Samarth. You have.
Yeah, the question was, is Durban the international airport nearest? And I think the answer is yes. It's King Shaka Durban International Airport. That's the nearest airport. It's also on the FAQ document, with other some of the other questions. But thanks for your question, brother.
Oh,
Okay,
Navaratri Sadhana. Okay, what is the question?
uh, okay, start
Yes, it is
today.
from today. Yes. Yeah.
Uh, then one of the while we wait, maybe we can. Not seeing any other questions. So one of the questions which was posted before was the 121-day sadhana. Must this be consecutive days? If a person is traveling for work purposes, can the person make up for the days before the travel? So can they start before the 15th of December, for example?
Okay. Yeah. So to the extent possible, the please try to maintain a daily schedule. But I totally understand that if you're traveling and if you're on a plane, etc., you may not be able to chant, etc. So you can make it up for doing it two times in the next day or something like that. But make it a practice to do it at the same place, same time. And we will also have the Zoom calls, which you will be able to join. Actually, as the South African teams are already doing sadhana now for a number of days. Dharmesh and all, you are all part of that. They have daily prayers at 5 a.m. in the morning, and a lot of people join and they chant. Yes, Dharmesh, are we? You all are part of that, right?
Yes, that's correct. So we have a daily 5 a.m. Veda morning chant from 5 a.m. till 6 a.m. Daily. And then I think there's also one at 6 p.m. South African time as well. Uh, I think that's coordinated by, I'm not sure who coordinates that, but yeah, I'm familiar with the 5 a.m. one, which is the one that I myself attend regularly.
Yes. So we will do Zoom calls also starting from December 15th.
There is maybe one last question looking at the time. Is arrival on 14th April 6:40 p.m. Is it early enough for
Yes.
making transport and lodging organized? Yeah, answer is yes. And will you organize transport?
Yes. And all of these logistical questions will be followed up with different leads, and they will work with you closely to ensure that everything happens. So all of that will be, stay tuned for that. Yes. Raslana is on. Raslana, you want to say anything? Oh, I think we have to unmute her if she wants to say. If you want to speak up and ask anything, you can raise your hand and we will unmute. Just if you want to share anything. So, and I know we're 2 minutes over. Thanks all for joining, and I am also thankful for so many brothers and sisters who are working outside of the core team of South Africa, like Sister Vaidehi is working very closely with the procurement team with Kevin and trying to help with material procurement. Brother Prabhakara is working on the priests, and Brother Srinivas Talluri and Ratish are part of the team with the communications and trying to get all the information for posters, etc. So they all have the experience and they're sharing their experience and guiding the team. It's an amazing. It's as I already said, it's an amazing grace of Bhagwan to be part of such love, to be part of such love for Bhagwan. Anybody has anything to share? Please raise your hand. Otherwise, we will. I request the brothers to open your. If you are not in load sharing, please open your videos. Yes, there is Dharmesh, Pranil, Vyasa, and Kevin. So I want everybody to see your faces so that you can't escape. You can only run. Okay. They don't. They probably are in load sharing. There is this thing called load sharing in South Africa, which is called power cut in India. So sometimes that limits the bandwidth. So I appreciate that. And with that, I think Brother Samarth.
Yes,
Before we
I will.
are, there are a couple more questions that came through. Yeah. Okay.
We
Oh,
have
that's you
answered.
already went through that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me take the opportunity then for the vote of thanks, Brother Shekhar, followed by the closing prayer. So, yeah, yet another webinar. So, first of all, a big thank you to Swami for this wonderful opportunity to take his name, to reminisce the various leelas of Swami, to talk about him. Of course, our heartfelt gratitude to Brother Shekhar for this very inspirational and motivational satsang. We learned how Avatar mission is for Vedas, how Vedas are not only linked to one religion, but stand for the highest spiritual knowledge which is inherent within us. Brother Shekhar also shared how this yagna will be conducted without any discrimination, caste, creed, religion, age, gender, or denomination. We also learnt about the various physical and spiritual benefits of the yagna, bringing transformation in human and Mother Nature, and how this is a service project to alleviate fears in the mind of all beings in entire humanity. It was really nice to see how Swami has shown his presence. He's always present, but he has shown it and made it visible for various yagnas time and again. And also, it was very informative to see the various opportunities there are there to be part of this beautiful prayer and what it means to be a Ritvik. With that, I would like to really thank the entire army team, both in South Africa and spread across the globe, for their support. For this particular webinar, especially the design and communication team for the beautiful slide, Brother Vyasa for setting up the webinar, heartfelt gratitude to Vedas for all for their support towards the event. And last but not the least, all of you, dearest brothers and sisters across the globe, for spending your time to join in today, early morning, late at night, in the afternoons. And we really hope and pray to Swami that our yearning and quest to learn and practice Vedas keeps on growing day by day. And of course, we hope to see many of you physically in Durban next year and in multiple other yagnas that Brother Shekhar shared. Until then, a very happy chanting and Jai Sai Ram. We'll do the closing prayer now.
Let us remember before we close that Bhagwan is the cause, is the action, the doer, the doing, the done, and the undone. We are grateful to Him that He allowed us to know Him, and even more grateful to Him for giving us the opportunity and shaping us to be the perfect instruments in His divine mission of love all and serve all and the Vedodharana, Vedarakshana, and the Veda Poshana. So, Brother Samarth can now close with the Sai Gayatri.
Om ईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि सर्वप्रचोदयात् ॐ ईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात् ॐ ईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात् ॐ शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साईं बाबा जी की जय।
Jai Sai Ram.